Hello, my name is Michael Kim. I'm the MIP coordinator at TCIS, and this session is intended to give you some basic information about the optional e-assessment for grade 10s. So the takeaway key point today is that every grade 10 student must meet TCIS service requirements, and every grade 10 student must complete the personal project regardless of the route that take. And the two routes that they can take are the IB MYP certificate route, which is the option. And if they decide not to go down that route, they will go for the TCIS MIP certificate. If a student chooses to do the IB MIP certificate, they must do the on-screen exams called the e-assessments, and they must also complete one e-portfolio in design. And if they do not opt to take the IB MIP certificate route, then they just attend regular classes, do the regular coursework, etc. So what are the IB MIP assessments? The optional MIP e-assessments offer students these opportunities. I will not read them. But one thing I will point out is that at our school, every year, up to about 10% of our cohort opt to take it. So this year we have around 52 students. I expect maybe 5 to 6 students might sign up for e-assessments. Maybe more, maybe less this year. There is a video of the e-assessments. I will include it in the link that I'm sending out to parents and students, so you can watch it on your own time. So we'll skip the video today. The overview of the for TCIS look like this. So at the top, you have the 6 branches of disciplines on which you must take the on-screen examinations. Math, language and literature, individuals and societies, an interdisciplinary unit exam, and a language acquisition exam. And for sciences, you can take bio, chem, and or physics. And then there is the e-portfolio in design that we have at our school, and everyone must do the MIP personal project regardless. So here is a breakdown of the IB MYP and the TCIS MYP certificate requirements. They are very similar, but there are some differences. So first of all, everyone must do the personal project and everyone must meet the TCIS service requirements. That's at the top. That's just true for everyone. And then every grade 10 student is also a part of our regular MYP classes. This is also true. Everyone is just part of regular classes. They're doing regular coursework. The only difference is if you decide to take the IB MYP certificate option, then for those classes, for those courses, they must take the e-assessments. They don't have to attend special classes, but they have to write the exam for those classes. And those exams are given to them by IB and not produced by our teachers. They must also do a interdisciplinary exam, which is a difference, a big difference. Other students will have to do the interdisciplinary unit, but not write the exam. And then also there is an e-portfolio in design if you are taking the e-assessments. In these courses, you must achieve a minimum of 3 and get a minimum total of 28 in order to get the IB MYP certificate. If students are choosing not to do the e-assessments, therefore going for the TCIS MYP certificate requirements, they must still attend all their classes and get a minimum 3 on each of their classes. They also have the MIP design class and a MIP arts, whether that's drama, music, or visual arts. So they must just achieve a minimum 3 on everything they do. There is also something called a bilingual certificate. And that just means instead of having a language acquisition class, if a student is a little bit more fluent in two languages and they take the language and literature course in two different languages, for example, English and Korean, or English and Mandarin, or English and Spanish, or something like this, then they are automatically eligible to earn the bilingual certificate. This is also true in the diploma program for grade 11s and 12s. There are students who take language and literature classes in two different languages, and they will earn the bilingual DP diploma. Some additional information, an IB MYP certificate, so the certificate that comes from IB, is not required for admissions into university. If it was, every single MYP school in the world would be doing e-assessment, which is not true. So that is a myth. So it's not a requirement for anything. It can be used as one of the certificates for applications to Korean universities, but it doesn't have to be. So I would check that with your counselor. It can be used, but it doesn't have to be. And plenty of students at TCIS and worldwide don't use it or don't have it in the first place. So it's not a requirement, it's a choice. Also, most MIP schools in Korea and in the world actually do not have e-assessments. And if they do, they also make it optional for students, just like TCIS. So it really is just an option, and we want you to make an informed choice. So why would you take an e-assessment if it's an option and not everybody does it? So some of the pros of taking the MIP e-assessment is the fact that it allows students the opportunity to earn an official IB MIP certificate. So it is an official document from IB. They will have you on record. We would have to register students. It is really a strength if you want to just say, hey, I completed the MYP through IB and I have an official certificate. If you are relocating to other schools, you could have it as an evidence of your successful academic career as an MYP student. But this is also true for TCIS MYP certificate as well. So we really want students to stay at TCIS through grade 10 and also 11 and 12, of course. But if for some reason students have to move on to different schools, an IB school, and you have this certificate, you can say, I have completed some academic requirements. Here's my certificate. So it could translate over very well. Some other pros of taking the MIP assessment: it gives the students opportunity to take an on-screen exam without having to take additional classes. So again, even if students choose to take the e-assessment route, they do not have to take additional classes or go to additional study halls or anything like that. Nothing really changes from their day-to-day studying experience. There will be times where the MIP coordinator will take the students out to give them opportunities to look at practice e-assessments, but that's about it. And that's really minimal and near to the end of the school year anyways. There also is an IDU exam component that challenges students in a way that other students who don't take e-assessment would be challenged. So there is an IDU exam, which is something that the e-assessment students will experience. And also, it really is just a rigorous challenge. If you are a student who is interested in testing yourself and practicing self-management and learning strategies to prepare for something that could be quite challenging, this might be the route for you. And then there's some other sides of perhaps not wanting to take MYP assessment. So one of the cons of the MIP assessment is that when IB gives back the grades for the e-assessment, they only provide the final grade for the courses and not a more detailed breakdown. So if a student says, hey, I did a math exam and I got a 5 in math extended, great. But we don't know which questions the student did well on and which questions that the student perhaps got a little bit confused and which questions the student just didn't get entirely wrong. So we just don't know from that perspective how to improve our teaching for that student. And finally, this is probably the biggest con if you want to consider not taking e-assessment is you have a lot of things to do at TCIS. You have the SAT or PSAT. You have other obligations, sports, extracurricular, other things in your life, family time. So if you are thinking of taking the e-assessment, it is one more thing that you do have to study for in terms of being prepared. Um, so even though, sorry, I said study for, but there's no prescribed content. There's no book that says these are the things that you will be tested on. There is no such thing, but it is still something that is on your mind, is on your calendar, and near the end of the school year in May, it is something that you do have to schedule yourself for. And also, the e-assessment is on screen, which is different from the DP exams the students will take at the end of grade 12 because the DP exams are on paper. So the e-assessments don't really translate well over to preparation for DP exams. So that is something that you should keep in mind. So this session will be recorded and will be sent out to both the parents and the students in grade 10. Please email me, or students, please come talk to me in office 400 in the main building and really discuss as a family to complete the survey. I will provide the survey today, which is September 1st, Friday. Um, and I am giving you 2 weeks of turnaround so you can really have a discussion, but also make your decision so that it's not floating in the air and you know what you want to do. The response is needed. So if you don't want to do the e-assessment, which is okay, just tell me no. If you are interested, I will follow up with those students and just talk to them and see if it is the right choice for them. And yeah, everyone else who do not opt to take the e-assessment will by default automatically be on the route to the TCIS MYP certificate. So please email me. I know that students have already come up to me to ask me questions about it in detail. Parents also, please do email me and I can provide some more information for you. So thank you very much for watching this video and hope that you make the best choice for you and your students. Thank you.